Hey guys, Paul with Weapons of the World here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mauser 1914 pocket pistol. Some basic information about this. It's actually kind of hard because I couldn't find too much information on it. All I really know is that the caliber is 7.65 or 32 ACP over here in America. It has a 8-round detachable box magazine. It's striker fired and just blowback operated. Now, the history on this is confusing, kind of, in the way that the 1914 was not designed outright as specifically this gun. It started life as what was known as the model, or Mauser model 1910, which was also a pocket pistol chambered in 25 auto, or 25 ACP, which was 6.35 millimeter, I believe. And it started life as that. Now, the Mauser company made, over the years between 1910 and 1914, they made gradual modifications to the 1910 design. And then, finally, in 1914, they came out with this as the final design. This is known as the 1914, or no, I think it's, from what I can tell, the Mauser model 1910/14. So it's kind of confusing how many there actually are. However, they just generally know this as the Mauser 1914. So what they did is, if you look up a picture of the model 1910, which I believe is nicknamed the Slide Stop or the Slide Show, I can't exactly remember which one. Just look up model 1910, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you'll see that the gun is significantly slimmed down. The original model 1910 was very large, very clunky, and just kind of awkward to shoot. It wasn't very popular. They made some sales to the Brazilian Navy and very small sales in the civilian market, but overall it was not a very popular gun. The 1914, however, was relatively popular, and it made most of its money. Mauser made most of its money off of the 1914 sales to the German, or I guess Nazi, Kriegsmarine, the Navy, and the Luftwaffe, the Air Force. So, and that was mostly used for officers and pilots who needed a small, compact carry gun. So if you were in like an airplane or a fighter, there's not a whole lot of space in there, so they can't have a big old Luger or a Mauser C96 or some other weapon. So they needed something small. So that's where the 1914 came in. So some kind of interesting features on this gun. Let's take a look at the inside of it. Go ahead and get rid of that, the frame. Might as well. So you can see right here, here's the striker. When you pull the trigger, all this does is the trigger bar actually moves back slightly, moves back and down slightly to release the sear right here, which allows the gun to be fired. And it's just recoil operated, so there's no piston, there's no it's not a complex gun, so there's not a whole lot of moving parts. And that was really what sold the gun. It was simple, it was relatively easy to manufacture, and it was also very reliable for the most part. Granted, it did leave something to be desired in the power department, in the knockdown power department, but in general, for a small, compact carry gun, this was perfectly fine. So you can see the strikers right here. You can also see the trigger bar right here, which is connected to, of course, the trigger. Now what the safety does is when you hit the safety, oop, I accidentally got rid of the safety. Didn't want to do that. So, let me get rid of that. When you actually activate the safety, all it does is move up and basically block the trigger bar from moving back or down. So it's really simple. All it does is flip up and down. So it's held under slightly by a little leaf spring tension, but honestly it's just about as simple of a trigger and as simple as a safety as you can really get. So originally on the 1910 model, there was no bolt hold open, or I should say, excuse me, slide open. Now on the 1910 you could hold the slide open by moving the slide to the rear and moving the safety down, so engaging the safety, and that would kind of pseudo make a slide stop. However, when you were actually firing the gun, you would only know when the gun was empty either by counting how many rounds you shot or by hearing click. So it's pretty neat that the 1914 had its own slide stop and all that, so that's pretty cool. Now, right here, it's kind of weird how they have this whole design set up. I can't really figure out what this little button is here for. Usually you would think it'd be like a magazine release or something of that nature, so I can't really figure it out. Maybe it's for disassembly. Honestly, I just don't know. But to take out the magazine, you would see this little bar right here. You would just move this bar back and pull the magazine out, much like how on like a Makarov pistol you would do the same thing. And this was a popular function and feature on a lot of carry pistols during the 1900s. So other than that, really there's not a whole lot else to this gun. Something that should be noted is that the barrel does not move whatsoever. The barrel is actually, let me try and show you, the barrel is actually held in place by the recoil spring and the recoil, or the guide rod I should really say, and it's held together by this, basically an extension of the barrel. And what the recoil spring does is it goes through both the front barrel band and the rear barrel band, right where the actual bore is. So that's kind of something to note. It increases accuracy. This gun is relatively accurate at range. At range, when I mean for a small concealed carry gun. So, but honestly, guys, that's just about it. That pretty much wraps it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe below. Bye.